Hello everyone, welcome to another tarot card reading. This time, not for a specific month, but for the year 2023. So I have here my Moon Oracle deck and a new tarot deck. Let me just So I got this one for Christmas. It's called Secrets of Tarot. So, as always, I'm going to have you pick from one of three readings. I think I did this last time. We have 3 clear quartz stars here. Now, clear quartz is a good calming crystal, a good healing crystal, a good meditation crystal. It's basically a good all-round crystal. Now, I would like you to have a little think. Number 1, number 2, number 3. These numbers and crystals correlate with the reading that jumps out most to you. So the reading that you maybe need to hear for reassurance, for guidance, for entertainment. So, have another quick look, a quick think, and I'll drop the timestamps down below, and we'll get started with the readings. So, group number 1. So I'm going to do, it's going to be quite a quick reading. These cards, well, I say quick, we're going to have 13 cards, but 14 with the moon card. So we'll have our significator card in the center, and then starting from the top, we'll come around the whole way for each month of the year, like a clock. So I'll just pop your stone here. Now with my other deck, I usually have upright and they're upright meanings of the cards and they're reversed, but these cards just have the upright meaning. So we're going to stick with that, and hopefully it shows a good reading for you. So I'm starting with the significator card here. That one didn't want to go back in. Hopefully we have enough space here. January. That was several cards. February. three again at once. Turned, wasn't quite there, so. So January, February, March, April. Hope you can still see them all. Hold them closer to the camera when it comes time. May. June, January, February, March, April, May, June. July. We'll take this one. And it's funny because it landed on this one upright, which is the exact opposite. So I'll be interested to see if those two correlate with one another at all. No, that was a few. August, September. October. November. December. That one even went over the top of my thumb. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna warm up my hands. Pretty cold. So I'm going to start with our significator card. So these are crammed a little more tightly than I would like, but that's the only room that I have, either that or I'll be stretching halfway over my table. So I'll turn over the significator, I'll get a moon card for you after that, and then we'll see how that ties in. So our significator card. Oh. The Five of Swords. Losses. All is not lost as you still have 3 swords remaining, giving you the upper hand. So we have this man, the Five of Swords. He has dropped 2 of his swords, as you can see. Perhaps he had it doesn't look like he's had a physical fight with these 2 men, although this one appears to be grieving and this one appears to just be walking away. But he has 5 swords, 2 of which have dropped on the ground, and one is 3 in his hand, 2 in one hand and 1 in the other. So perhaps 2022 has been a difficult one for you. And this is signifying that, yes, going into 2022, perhaps you came in with 5 swords. You had 5, like, maybe big things in your life, or probably just a metaphor, I'm thinking. And then along the way, you dropped these 2, or these 2, you know. You lost 2 of your swords, and you're thinking, there's been a big loss this year, but you may have dropped 2, but you still have 3. I think 2023 is perhaps you trying to turn your mindset around perhaps 2022, like you had bad things happen. Perhaps this year, like me, where you finally caught COVID, and you know you've taken that as a big loss. However, it's not, you know, it's not, you've not lost everything, is what this card is trying to say. You've not lost everything. Look at what you still have. I think we're looking at, yes, bad things have happened, but let's flip this mindset, is what I'm getting. So, be interesting to see which moon card we have to support this. Moon in Aries. Remain sensitive to others to avoid confrontation. So we have swords, of course, in the center. And, you know, perhaps these swords, perhaps you lost them because you were using them as weapons. Again, I think it fits in with the mindset, you know. Maybe the losses that you've had have, you know, turned your heart a little more closed in, and you've become a bit more guarded. And sometimes when we get guarded, we go too far in the opposite direction. We think we're protecting ourselves, but your shield turns to a sword, and you can be a little bit aggressive instead of defensive. So I think that's where we are with our two significator cards. So first we have January. Now we have the star. Wow, so interesting. I'll read this first. Brightness, hope could bring excesses, so be careful not to become too greedy. So we have our lovely lady with her two cups, and interestingly, this is a water card, and January brings the end of Capricorn season and the beginning of Aquarius, which is a woman with 2 jugs of water. So we have, yes, brightness, hope could bring excesses, so to be careful not to become too greedy. So it's really interesting because we're thinking of loss, but then we have hope, brightness. And then, you know, as I was saying, it's sort of a change your mindset sort of thing. Now I realized that I dealt my cards incorrectly, so there we go. Knight of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. So this is for February, which, Valentine's Day. Young man to 25 years. Oh, a younger man. Visitors, message to share. So it might not have anything to do with Valentine's Day, but this deck says about ages, and it always makes me wonder, is that someone that you're going to meet, or is it just representative of another person? So you'll perhaps have visitors of, you know, this guy is bringing the gift. A gift, and Pentacles is of course money. So perhaps this is someone bringing you money. Perhaps this is just his message. So someone is coming to you in February to tell you something. Probably a young man to 25 years. Okay, and March. Oh, I must have changed the cards halfway through. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So again, Pentacles is a money card. Improvements underway, but delays around it. Renown, glory, place of worship. My mistake. So these cards are actually quite dark, but they're also really cool because they're like, let's see if you can see it, or maybe it just get glare. Probably just get glare there. Yeah, so this appears to be a man doing improvements to a place of worship. So, of course, a place of worship does not need necessarily to mean a house of worship or anything religious. It could be a place where you worship yourself. You know, like perhaps it's where you relax and unwind, and somewhere where you choose to pamper yourself. Like perhaps like when you go for a bath, you use a face mask or something. It could be something just as simple as that. That could be your place of worship, or your garden. A lot of people, you know, devote a lot of time and love and energy to their garden, which could also be the improvements underway. Could even be your own house, because I said place of worship doesn't need to be a house of worship. So perhaps it's your own house, and where you know, improvements underway. This, of course, is as I said, appears to be a man doing improvements. Just had to look. Doing improvements to a place of worship. Perhaps it's your own home repairs or improvement, and because your home is your safe place, it's your personal haven. So yeah, delays around it, but improvements are underway. So this could also be in reference to this, where, you know, I said I think that this is your attitude turning around, turning negatives to positives, and, you know, perhaps you've taken a little bit of a bump along the way, but in the end it will, you know, there's renown, there is glory, so everything will work out. Oh, some are upside down, some are not. So January, February, March, April. So the world, overseas trip, money, luck, world in the palm of your hand, new opportunities. So that's a really cool card to get. So I don't think I can really add anything that will make that sound any better, because to me that sounds perfect. Overseas trip, check. Money, check. Luck, check. World in the palm of your hand, check. New opportunities, check. Could even be what's holding up your improvements, that you need to pause because a new opportunity has come your way, or you have to put them on hold, like you're doing some own home improvements, but you've just found out you need to take a holiday, you know. You need to go traveling for work or something. We have the Wheel of Fortune for January, February, March, April, May. So elevation of money, following on from the World, which interestingly you've had quite a few major arcana cards. So elevation, money, overseas trip. Overseas trip? Are you still on holiday, or is this a new one? It's a nice set of cards so far, group one. Completion phases. So elevation of money, overseas trip, and completion phases. So perhaps that's referring to your home improvements. Somehow, even though you're still overseas or you've taken another trip, you've managed to complete the improvement. So June, let's see if I can get the flip right. Nope. 3 of Cups, celebrations and bright happenings. So we've got 3, I think this one's also a lady. Hard to tell, but 2 ladies and another person toasting, celebrating, you know, something has happened worth celebrating, and they're toasting to it, and it's gonna be good. Or it has been good, or it's gonna continue to hopefully be good. So positive mental attitude, and we've got our brightness and our hope, and it's just working our way through the year. 5 of Pentacles. You've had Pentacles already twice. Delays around money coming in from the cold. So yeah, we've got in July, the warmest usually month of the year, people coming in from the cold. So something is delays around money. So what does this one say? Yes, be careful not to become too greedy. So perhaps with all these good things, you're like, yes, hope. You've still got 3 swords, but don't use all 3 swords at once. So perhaps you've gotten all this, the elevation of money, your money from here, and then you spend too much on celebration, like these ladies dancing. It's June, they could be dancing for the solstice, in fact. So just don't spend it all in one place. All at one time. All in one shot, as they say. Oh, again, Pentacles. So the 7 of Pentacles, work frustrations. Hard work needing to be done, either at work or a situation in life. So you can see this guy appears to be putting all of these pentacles, hanging them on the tree. But he's trying to figure out how to fix them all on the tree. It's easy, you just move that one down. Put that one there. Anyway, he is struggling to find the solution, and that appears to be the same sort of boat that you're in. So the first half of the year appears to go swimmingly, but you need to spread it seems you need to spread the wealth and make sure it lasts for the end of the year too. We have the 8 of Cups. Money problems, turning your back and walking away, knowing nothing more can be done. Well, money. Money appears to be a big theme here. So yeah, it's delays around money, work frustrations, and then money for problems, not frustrations. Hoping that, you maybe perhaps skip this card and then put all the money from your celebrations in a safe place or something. But interesting, turning your back and walking away knowing nothing more can be done. Could be in reference to this card here. Hard work needing to be done, knowing nothing more can be done. Either you're walking away from the situation, or you're just wiping your hands of the situation. You're decided that you're not going to stress yourself anymore about this situation because it's all good. Doing any more would just mess it up further. Okay. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 7 of Cups. All that glitters. These are very interesting. All that glitters is not gold. Look beyond the clouds. Money improvements. Hey, that's nice. So all that glitters is not gold. So even if it looks nice, it doesn't mean that it is nice. Look beyond the clouds. But money improvements. So that's good, because we had, appear to have a good start. I mean, improvements underway, but delays. And then, this guy with his message or his money, then money, money, money. And then, it was like, you have the world. And, even the Wheel of Fortune smiles in your favor. You celebrate. And then this guy. Yeah, so this guy with his crutches, not doing very well at all, in the poorhouse, it seems. And then trying to put things back together. And then sort of realizing that's all that can be done. And then this one sort of like, okay, I will carefully look at what's ahead of me. and then improvements will come. Hopefully. Ace of Pentacles. Money coming. Divine wish being granted. Now, I did not see the card when I flipped it over, but very interestingly, the way that I picked up the card and the picture on the card. So it's like an extra hand holding the pentacles, or the coin. So money coming, divine wish being granted. That's good. And then, ooh, Ten of Swords. Now this is not a very nice imagery, but death or ending of situation or relationship. So death is not always, you know, straight death. When you get the death card in tarot, I know this is not it, but when you get the death card in tarot, it means change. So similarly, the Ten of Swords, the ending of a situation or a relationship. Not all situations are good situations, so, and the same with the relationships. So when they end, it's not always a bad thing. So yeah, could just be the ending of the year. So very interesting read there. Like from here to here, very good. From here, the rest of the way, not so good. However, we have to change our mindset. Losses, not all is lost. So perhaps also this is a reminder or even a warning to, you know, you started out with 5, you had all this good stuff that you dropped to, but it doesn't mean, you know, at the end of the year, that could have been for this, for 2023 as opposed to 2022. So, yeah, it could be sort of like, yeah, okay, things might seem bad, but no, all is not. Let me know if any of this resonated with you, and let me know if you have a little bit of insight that you would like to share about your reading. Bye. Hello, group 2. Here's your star. I'm going to pop it underneath here. And immediately our significator card jumped out. So we have 12 cards around the edge, significator, and a moon in the middle, which will help to tie all the months of the year together. Oh, that's 2. Oh, that guy. So let me just get your significator card. We have the Ten of Swords. So this is perhaps a look back on the end of 2022, or it is just the overall feeling of 2023 as a whole. So death or an ending of a situation or a relationship. So perhaps you just had a big life change, or perhaps in 2023 you will have a big life change, and it feels painful at first. This poor guy is being quite dramatic. But perhaps it's something that feels painful at first, but in the end it's just, you know, it's just a change. So sorry for the imagery though. Let's grab a moon card for you. Now is a good time to focus on achieving your own personal goals. So you have these two in the middle. So an ending of a situation or relationship, and a good time to focus on achieving your own personal goals. Now, that seems to me, and that could be just me pulling from my own experience, that this is something that needed to happen, this change of situation or relationship, to help you to put yourself first for a change and to focus on achieving your own personal goals. So I think this change, this ending happened for a good reason. So I think 2023 is about change for the better. So for the month of January, we have the Empress. So we have a lady here holding a ball on a stick. I can't tell. Yes, we have a heart with the symbol for female or femininity on it. Of course, the Empress is a female. So delays will prove necessary. So again, we have what seems like it might be bad, a delay, but it will prove necessary. So we have the bad and then for the good. It's like, you know, flossing your teeth is a pain in the bum, but man, it doesn't make your mouth healthy, you know? So, month of February, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So work frustrations, hard work needing to be done either at work or in a situation in life. So that one seems pretty straightforward. We can all, you know, perhaps you've had a little end of year break, and now the frustration is kicking in, and now that you're back at work, you've been back at work for a little while, or you know, something has changed and you need to, you know, your workload changes, or something in life changes. Again, you know, this is the ending of lots of situations. So yeah, this guy's still at it. He's sort of taking a break. He's perhaps a little frustrated with his work not going the way he would like it to, but he's just sort of taking a break, reassessing. March, the Hermit. Loneliness, unattached, soul searching, time needed or time alone. Soul searching, time needed or time alone. So perhaps this is you, perhaps this is someone else. Usually the Hermit represents yourself, but perhaps this is you feeling detached from a certain person. But it could just be you feeling detached from most people and needing the time alone, needing to have a little bit of R&R in a cave somewhere. But I think it's also perhaps to do with the work situation where you need to take a break from that, or take a break from just the never-ending grind. There are fireworks still going off in the background, so. April. We have the 7 of Wands. So this man appears to be training or something, or fighting using his wand, his like as a staff for this, and ready to fight. So frustrations. You are able to overcome your frustrations. You are on top of the situation. So something that has been frustrating you. But look, if you see, this guy really reminds me of like a martial artist, where you can see there's perhaps like something in his brow where he's annoyed, but he's keeping his form, he's keeping his zen as he pushes on, even though he might be feeling it, but he is definitely keeping calm. And so that's a sort of, perhaps the Hermit has helped you to find your zen, has helped you to even find, as I said, he looks like he's working out, sort of training. Perhaps that's something that you discovered in March when you were alone, that was something that helped, or even just, this is when you discover it, like frustrations, you are able to overcome them. Perhaps this is something you discover, maybe not so much with a physical contact thing, but a contact sport or anything, but maybe even he's saying zen, and I got like martial artist vibe. Maybe it's like some sort of like Tai Chi, yoga, some meditation, something like that. And now we're on to May. So the Page of Swords, young woman to 25 years, spying or deception, reflecting back over your shoulder. So she looks kind of sus, and she is the young woman to 25. Perhaps you're also young woman to 25, but appears that perhaps she's not the one spying or deceiving, reflecting back over your shoulder. So not sure if that's a reflection of you over your shoulder, or like you looking back at something. Yeah, that's May. Spying or deception. Maybe that's also what's causing like frustration. Let's see what June holds, shall we? The 8 of Cups. Money problems, turning your back and walking away, knowing nothing more can be done. So perhaps that's how you sort of finish things with this spying or deceiving person. You just decide, it's not worth my time. Turn and walk away. Could also be where your change of situation is coming up, but it's perhaps, could even be that you're preparing yourself. You're spending time alone, you're finding a way to overcome frustrations. Your work frustrations, spying or deception, money problems, and then just turning your back. So perhaps this is you realizing that you're not making the best life for yourself. You're not looking at what you want to achieve in the long run. So you turn your back on all of that, and then hopefully the rest of your year will look much more prosperous. So July, King of Wands. Man over 25 years, green eyes, blonde to red hair, restless, outspoken, ambitious. So sometimes I find that we, like this one says spying or deception, this one says restless, outspoken, ambitious, and perhaps you might think of those as disagreeable attributes, but ambition, achievements sounds pretty good. Outspoken can also be good. Perhaps you're being too quiet. Perhaps this man is you. Perhaps this man is over 25 years. Green eyes, blonde to red hair. Restless. So restlessness. Looking at this man turning his back and then this guy growing restless. Perhaps this is actually the turning point. 7 of Cups. All that glitters is not gold. Look beyond the clouds. Money improvements. So maybe this is, well, he appears to be looking over here at the next card, looking at all of these cups, some of which have laurel wreaths, some of which have, well, this laurel wreath one has a skull on it, so not everything is good. Can't really see the other ones actually. There's a gargoyle in here, snake, shield, I think. Well, that appears to be a person holding the arms out. Riches, a castle, and then a statue head. Inexplicably. But, yeah, so look beyond the clouds. So he's, you can see right now he's looking at all of these cups. So is this person, although it makes me think of that guy in the meme, like, yeah, he's looking at the cups, he's looking at the cups, so be more, look beyond the clouds. Make sure to scrutinize the things that are in front of you. Just because, you've sort of turned your back on something else doesn't mean that the first thing is going to be the right thing. There might be 7 opportunities coming up, and that's what you're looking at from here. And some of them are good. Some of them may seem good, but they're not. And some of them are just rubbish. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 8 of Swords. Frustrations. Feeling bound and gagged. Yeah, so frustrations, feeling like you can't talk, feeling like you can't move. Perhaps this is, again, maybe you've turned your back and you've looked at things, but it's still not working out. Just because we turn our back on something bad doesn't mean that we immediately walk into something good. So I think that's, keep an open mind and, keep looking forward. Like, keep your goals in mind. That's why this is the significator. You need to, yes, there's change, ending of situations, but still keep looking inward. What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? The Hierophant. So marriage, government or public company, body corporate, official building, or official situation. So something is happening that seems to be of great import. To do with something governmental or something corporation, a marriage, any sort of like official situation. Yeah, that could be interpreted in so many ways, but I think you'll know it when you see it. And then we have November. Justice. I just said, you turn your back on something, but the next thing isn't always good. But for justice, we have legal situation or documents, finding out the truth in the matter affecting the balance. So that's interesting because, of course, our first 2 cards seem like polar opposites, but perhaps they are just keeping the balance with one another. Interestingly, she has her sword on the left. We have swords on the left. Scales, not a moon, but you know, can't win them all. I was just having a closer check in case she had a moon or something on there. And then December. The Ace of Pentacles, money coming, divine wish being granted. So the year has definitely had its ups and downs. Starting even so with the Ten of Swords, but as long as you find your way through it, you spend your time alone, you work through your frustrations, you turn your back when it's time to turn your back, you will be rewarded in December. Divine wish being granted. Very interesting. Okay, well, I hope that this was perhaps enlightening or resonated with you a little. But yeah, I think your year looks interesting, to say the very least. And I hope that this has been enlightening and entertaining for you. Bye. Alrighty, group 3. I have your star for you here. I'll pop it underneath. And let's find out what 2023 holds for you. No? Oh no, that was 2 cards. First I'm going to grab the significator card, and then I'll grab one for every month of the year. Significator January, February. That one jumped out. You might have got a sneak peek of that one for the month of April. It's just one. Also. these two again. Go. Okay, so I will turn over the significator card first and then the moon card. Just rearranging slightly. There we go. So our significator card, we have the Four of Cups. So we have a man who has 3 cups in front of him. Someone is handing him a cup. Money fluctuations. Being offered something you may not want. So that's why he's got his arms folded. He's like, I'm not sure I want that one. I already have 3. So, interesting. Money fluctuations, 2023. Being offered something you may not want. So let's see what the moon cards has to say. Moon card for you. That's a couple at a time again. The Hare, it is an auspicious time for new beginnings. Interesting. So we have, of course, the Four of Cups says being offered something you may not want, and this one says new beginnings. So perhaps new beginnings, they've got 3 offers on the table, but see that last one? No. You know when you should stop. You know when it's best for you to stop. So do. So let's see what your year has in store and how that works out with your significator cards. So first, for January, we have the Four of Pentacles, money improvement. You can see the guy sort of standing, he's balancing a coin in his head, holding a big one, then he's got 2 under his feet. Money improvements, more coming your way. So interestingly, we've got 4 here and 4 here. So strength, inner strength, confrontation with yourself or other people. So we have this person here. I thought that they perhaps defeated the lion, but perhaps the strength is in knowing when is best to not fight. So they appear to be petting the lion's mane. They know when they're outmatched. It says confrontation with yourself or other people, yet they don't appear to be having a confrontation. Perhaps it's even knowing when it's best to avoid confrontation. And for March, we have the Magician. Element of surprise, good or bad. Interesting. So they have the sort of infinity symbol over their head, like this one does. And I thought this one did because it was an 8 sideways, but interesting. So again, well, interesting. Money fluctuations, and this one says money improvements, more coming your way. So it looks like we'll see perhaps a few ups and downs in your year. An auspicious time for new beginnings. So perhaps this is where your element of surprise comes in. Something to do with your new beginning. Or the offer that you may not want, good or bad. So you still, perhaps, you know, you're trying to find clarity in what this offer is, but you still don't know. the Two of Cups. So we have a couple here. We have the same lion. They are sharing, they each have a drink. They're holding hands. Perhaps this is a toast they are making. Peace of mind, joining of two people. So maybe you're heading to a wedding in April, or you're even getting married yourself. And there is, this is an auspicious time for new beginnings for this couple together, whether you are part of the couple or not. Perhaps you're just someone very happy that these two people are joining together. And for May, the Devil, jealousy or trouble. So perhaps related to your April. Able to break the chains that are binding you or holding you back. So there is a chain holding you back. You can see here the devil is like holding these two girls back. Oh, one girl, one boy. But while they don't appear to be able to escape their chains, this one says that you are able to. So it's perhaps being offered something you may not want. It's perhaps, you see the chains attached, the strings attached to this offer. And so you find a way to escape by possibly not taking the offer. Okay, so June. The Ten of Wands, weighed down with problems, very heavy load. So perhaps you have to do as Samwise says and share the load. Perhaps you need to know when to say no, so that you're not stuck with so many. Perhaps you need to pick, it says weighed down with problems, so you can't really work through all of this all at once. It's perhaps easier to take things one by one. We have, for July, the King of Pentacles, a man over 25 years, dark eyes and dark hair, business, arrogance and powerful. So perhaps someone pops in your head when you see this. Perhaps this is you. Perhaps this is this person who is trying to offer you this this something that you may not want. Perhaps that has nothing to do with it. Perhaps this is to do with your jealousy, your trouble, or the joining of the two people, although he doesn't look like that guy. But this man is holding the money or a gift. It says business, so perhaps this man has something to do with business. And then again, powerful, someone in a situation of power. So saying arrogance is not really ticking any nice boxes. So let's see what August is. Work frustrations. Perhaps to do with this businessman. Hard work needing to be done either at work or a situation in life. So again, pentacles and pentacles. Pentacles again. And yeah, hard work needing to be done. It seems to be, like there's a lot of pressure, a lot of problems, a lot of things. This guy's struggling to find the last piece of, the last place for this piece of the puzzle on this hedge. And then this guy is struggling to carry all of his problems to where he needs to go. So perhaps it's like a case of lightening the load, or a problem shared is a problem halved. And You know, this one says hard work needing done. So perhaps, you know, in June is a time where you need to refocus and step back and reorganize things. Whereas August, it's somewhere where you need to actually power on, work through it to get to the other side. Now we have the High Priestess. So the highest card in the tarot deck. Very powerful, good or bad. Very powerful. Good or bad secrets to be revealed. So again, we have this good or bad, and then good or bad. So, and again, we have this man in power, this creature in power, and then we have a woman in power. So we have a lot of powerful people. Also a different kind of power. So yeah, a lot of powerful people coming through for you and making things a bit confusing, because with, you know, when there's someone in a position of authority, it's someone that perhaps you think you should look up to, because historically, you know, that's the way it's been. But you don't always know the intentions of someone. So, you know, again, you're being offered something you may not want. So perhaps the people offering you are people that you should be not critical of, but, you know, really, you know, try to assess the situation before you agree to it. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. The Eight of Cups. Money problems, turning your back and walking away, knowing nothing more can be done. So we had money improvements, money problems, and this card in the beginning said money fluctuation. So yeah. So this one says to know when to turn your back and turn away, knowing that nothing more can be done. Turn your back and walk away, apologies. So yeah, well, you sort of were weighed down with your problems, you were trying to work through your problems, and then now is, well, every sort of 2 months, you know, to just leave them behind, you know, perhaps get some clarity, or just finish the situation entirely. November. The World. Overseas trip, money, luck. So going back to our fluctuations. World in the palm of your hand and new opportunities. And it is an auspicious time for new beginnings. So things appear to be turning around for you in November. It's been a pretty up and down year, but perhaps some more downs than ups, like in the center of the year. But in November, things appear to be turning around for you. And then things are definitely turning around. For December, the Six of Wands, letter or news coming, victory news. So perhaps everything that has gone on in the year has sort of prepared you for your new beginning and has sort of helped convince you that that is what is best for you. And also perhaps even, you know, we have our, you know, being offered something you may not want. So perhaps it's not that you were waiting to see, or you were going through all these things and to finally let yourself be convinced. Perhaps it was that you were just searching for the right offer. And then we have it here, and we have the good news. So let me know if that resonated with you, Group 3. And I wish you the very best of years for 2023.